Okay. All right. So Representative Peterson, then, Mr. Co-Chair, are you ready to entertain other motions at this time? All right. Then at this time, we'll rule this in. All right, you guys, roll up your sleeves because now it starts.
We're breaking the ice.
We're going to go ahead and you can make any motions. Well, now, but you can make the motions you feel appropriate to the prioritization. These are germane to where the item is on the list or the amount. What we would like to do is to start with the one-time list then of prioritizations. So if you have two lists in front of you, one time has 39, 40 or 40 recommendations, and then the other list has approximately 28 or 9 as well. So why don't we start with the one-time list, and if your comment is or motion is germane to that, we'll go ahead and entertain that. And then after that, Senator Stevenson, I believe you'd be next.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that on item number 30, Ogden Archery Complex, that appropriation be reduced to $500,000, and that item be moved to between items 11 and 12 currently on the list. So it'd be like 11A.
Okay, Representative, would you repeat the motion one more time?
Yes, the motion is to reduce the appropriation amount for the Ogden Archery Complex to $500,000.
Well, let's see, where are they at right now? Let's see, as a staff.
Item 30.
Number 30?
Yep, and to move that to between items 11 and 12 currently on the list. So after youth impact funding, but before STEM request.
Okay, so the motion is to reduce the STEM. I mean,
to reduce the Ogden Archery Complex.
To reduce the Ogden Archery Complex, and thereby inserting that between 11 and 12.
That's correct.
Okay. So we have a motion by Representative Peterson. Does everybody understand the motion? Okay.
Can I speak to that motion?
Absolutely, that's what you need to do.
Okay, yes. This request came to us a little bit late, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that the Ogden City Council needed to approve some of the work that was being done here. That approval came just recently, and there is about $300,000 in private capital ready to go into this project pending government action. So.
All right. Discussion to this motion. Is this on the motion, Senator Stevenson? Okay, Senator Milner.
This is a project that this community has been engaged in. It's really taking an area in our West Ogden area that really needs this kind of redevelopment to help the West Ogden community. This was a former landfill that now is being repurposed and for kind of multiple uses to meet the needs in our community, and will have a tremendous impact. And if we are able to support that, I think we really go a long way to helping support revitalization of all of West Ogden with this.
Very good. Thank you, Senator. Any further comment on this from, I've seen, let's see, is this Representative Westwood? Is this?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm concerned about the STEM request funds. If that moves it ahead of that STEM request funds, are you thinking that we would fund half of that STEM request? And then this would knock that completely out, the STEM money.
No, Representative Peterson, do you want to go ahead and comment to him on this?
Yeah, not entirely, because the STEM we've got $3 million for STEM, and currently, according to staff, 1.5 of that is available to be funded. So this would still leave $1 million for STEM.
Andrew, do you want to take a moment and explain how that's being done on that?
So what the blue shading is currently it shows where the funding goes to. The reason STEM was partially highlighted is because it covered 1.36 million of the $3 million request, and so this would reduce the amount covered from 1.3 down to, what would that be, 700,000 approximately.
Okay. Representative Westwood, does that answer your?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I do have Representative Wilson. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just thought for the benefit of Representative Westwood and maybe others on the committee, I would clarify one thing, and maybe this has already been said. I was a couple minutes late. But I love the way that the sheet kind of shows where the cliff is in terms of dollars. The reality is we don't know where that cliff really is. We don't know if that cliff is up 5 lines, depending on revenue estimates, and Dr. Wilco won't make eye contact with anyone because she knows, or if there might be a little more money, or if Executive Approps may decide to direct more money into economic development and less into something else. So this list does matter, and I think where the cliff is an important consideration. But I think what matters as much is what our priorities are in order and the amount of money we're recommending. And Senator Stevenson can speak to this if he wants, because he's behind the magic curtain sometimes when these things happen. But my experience is that these lists in order and the amounts matter, and we definitely want to pay attention to that cliff, but it's not the only consideration to have.
Thank you, Representative, for shedding light on that. That's always helpful. We'll recognize Senator Stevenson. Your light's on.
You know, I think I would prefer, if you're going to have a vote on this particular issue, I think I'd prefer to speak after the vote, if that's all right. And I don't have another motion. But I do have something in general I would like to say.
All right. I don't see any further lights on the board who would like to speak on this. So we have a motion on the floor to vote, and so we'll. Should we do this? We'll do the voice. We'll try a voice on that. Let's try it. All those in favor of this say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. No. Okay. So that motion does. Yeah. It
Vision.
Was, yeah. So Representative Peterson's motion did fail, and so we are. I'm looking at my screen. Is there?
Rosemary does need the.
Oh, Rosemary. So.
Just all those who voted for, if they'd raise their hands, that would probably help.
Proudly.
Okay.
We have 5. Let's see. Representative Dunnigan, are you?
The 2 votes.
He had 2 hands.
Okay.
Endorsed by leadership.
Endorsed by leadership.
So,
Okay, I have Milner, Stevenson, Peterson, Wilson, and Pitcher. Is that all of who voted for? Okay, thank
so
you.
does that. So,
Was that 5?
so
It
does that.
failed. It failed.
Failed in Senate and the House.
Yeah.
Okay.